So in the past video we have seen about the 4 phases of analysis. This phase I am going to talk more on to the predictive phase because that's the most important phase I have to address. So when something which comes into predictive phase in our data science domain, we call them as predictive models, or we used to call it machine learning or deep learning models. So what is machine learning? How the prediction works? This is the biggest question most of people know. How can I predict tomorrow it will be rain or not? How can I predict like whether this person will get sick or not? All this happens like from the data. Let's see how it is. For example, consider a machine learning model as a newborn kid. A newborn kid doesn't know anything. Whatever we teach them, they do that. Whatever they see as an example, they do that. It's exactly like wherever you are surrounded with, that is what you are completely focused on. So machine learning model is nothing but, consider I am having a data which is having the list of all the fruits and all the fruits attributes such as the color of the fruit, the size of the fruit, and the taste of the fruit. Like that, different columns are there. In the end of that columns, one column is called which is the fruit name. So we know that every fruit is having its own characteristics, like the size, color, taste, or the weight, and like this you can collect n number of features. We call these things as features of everything. Now when you introduce a new fruit, you need to identify what type of fruit it is. So consider you are having 100 example of different fruits, 100 rows of different fruits which is having n number of columns. Each column represents one attribute about the fruit. Now according to a kid, how a kid learns is based on the examples. Now let's do one thing. Let me take, I am having a list which is having the name of all the fruits and its attributes. Now let me split it into 70-30, and I mean like take the 70 columns, and I am teaching that machine learning model or that kid with that 70 examples. I am telling if a particular fruit is having this color, this is size, this is the taste, etc. This fruit belongs to this category. Likewise, I am teaching the 70 examples to the kid. Now we have the rest 30 examples which is also having an answer also. What type of fruit is this? Let's hide that answer and let's use one by one. Let's pass the features, I mean the features of the fruit of that particular fruit, and see whether this kid is able to understand. Yes. Now when you tell this kid this fruit size is this much, the fruit's color is this much, and this fruit's taste like this. Now based on the previous 70 examples, the kid will be able to identify which type of fruit it is. This is exactly what is happening by machine learning model. A machine learning model is having two different types of data. That is, one is a training set and one is a test set. How we can predict how we can say that our prediction model works very well? It's pretty simple. It is about, first you train the 70% of known answer, and next test with the rest of the 30% and see the answer which is given by that particular trained model is correlating, it's matching with the actual answer. By this way you can understand the accuracy of a prediction model. This is what we call it as machine learning. In machine learning we have two different categories, that is mainly two different categories. Thirdly, we can go sub branches like reinforcement, like that. I'll come back to you later. Mainly it's called supervised learning or unsupervised learning. Supervised learning, I'm just going to predict one column, that is the name of the fruit. The column which I'm going to predict. So I'm going to predict a label where what fruit it belongs to. So anything which we are going to predict a label, it is there, that is supervised learning. But unsupervised learning is totally different. It is about you introduced a complete data set into that particular model. Now the model is not predicting anything. The model is finding a relationship between each observation, and it will group based on certain categories like clusters. So that is unsupervised learning. So supervised learning is you know what you are going to predict. Unsupervised learning, you don't know what you are going to predict.